Earlier today, I came across this interesting article from Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated, and here's what he had to share. He says this: the Green Bay Packers almost signed a veteran kicker to serve as a true challenger to Anders Carlson, a league source told Packer Central. The identity of the kicker will be withheld for this story. However, he has been a full-time kicker for multiple seasons. According to the source, the Packers offered him a contract and the kicker agreed to it, only for him to have a change of heart and sign with another team. So I'm not sure if this contract the Packers offered was signed by this kicker, or maybe some kind of verbal agreement. I'm not sure, but it seems like the Packers thought he was going to, agree to this, and then ended up going elsewhere. And also in this article, I shared this quote from Gutekunst a little while ago from the scouting combine, saying, "I'm excited to see what he does in year 2." Speaking of Anders Carlson, then he says, "But there will be competition in the room." So we all know that Anders Carlson last year, in his first year in Green Bay after being drafted in the 6th round, definitely had a very up and down season. He missed the most field goals in the regular season this year at 11 field goals. In his final 12 games, he missed at least one field goal in 10 of the final 12 games. And so it was pretty shaky for him in his first season, including the playoffs. And my thought was the Packers should bring in some kind of veteran player to compete with him, potentially take the job over. You never know if a guy can turn things around. And so it does look like the Packers are looking to bring in another kicker to compete with Anders. We already signed Jack Podlesny, who was a kicker from Georgia, spent last training camp with the Vikings, but then got released before he played in the preseason. And he hasn't really done, I don't think, anything in the NFL. But I think that for the Packers, you're going to have a very competitive team this next season. If we're in some close games and the same struggles happen with Carlson this next season, that's going to be an issue. And I just don't think the Packers will go through an entire season, waiting to make some kind of move or bring in someone else to potentially compete who they think could take over if Carlson continues to struggle. And so just the fact that the Packers were trying to sign whoever this kicker is makes it sound or seem like the Packers will probably try to find someone else out there to come in to compete with Anders Carlson, and that they maybe aren't fully sold on him. I think they want to see him improve and get back to where he looked maybe the first 5 weeks of last season where he was playing pretty well. But they have to be at least, have that mindset of being prepared in case he doesn't improve. I hope he improves as well. And, hopefully next season is much better than last season. But at the same time, I think the Packers will be wise to prepare just in case that doesn't happen. And here are some kickers who are still available per Bill Huber. He said this: just like most positions, kicker has been picked over during the first week plus of NFL free agency. 8 veterans have signed. The last 3 experienced kickers available are Greg Joseph, 82.6% on field goals in 5 seasons for the Browns, Titans, and Vikings. Brett Maher, 79.9% on field goals in 5 seasons for the Cowboys, Saints, Cowboys again, and Rams. And Randy Bullock, 83.4% for 6 teams over 11 seasons. So we'll see if they decide to add any more of those kickers or if they stay put with what they currently have. But that's all I have for this video. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.